Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more Pokemon Crystal. Last time, among a myriad of other things, we made our way through Route 39 and we got here to Olivine City. This time, we are going to be ascending the Lighthouse because there's been quite a bit of talk about that area, and I think we should check it out. But first things first, I want to head out this way really quickly. Also, what does this sign say, actually? Battle Tower ahead, opening now. Interesting indeed. Now I should mention, I equipped the King's Rock that we obtained last episode to Heracross. Anyway, right here I'm going to point out that it is Monday at the time of recording this. And this woman will be here only on Mondays. Glad to meet you. I'm Monica of Monday. As a token of our friendship, I have a gift for you, and she will give us the Sharp Beak. Very, very cool. It's an item that raises the power of flying-type moves. You should equip a bird Pokemon with that item. Indeed, maybe once Golbat learns an actual flying-type attack, we might be able to make use of that. Anyway, under one of these rocks there is a hidden item. I don't know which one it is, though. Jury says it is not that one. How about this one? Yes, there is a Hyper Potion underneath this rock. Very, very cool indeed. Now what do you have to say? There's a big building up ahead. What is it? Well, I'll tell you, if we head right on through this gatehouse, which is not here in gold and silver, we have the Battle Tower. Now, anyone who is familiar with the Battle Towers in later Pokemon games, this is basically a worse version of that. The idea is, you take in some of your Pokemon, can't use any items on them during battles or anything, and you have to do 7 battles in a row. If you win all 7, regardless of what challenge you take on in the Battle Tower, you will win 5 of either Calcium, Carbos, HP Up, Iron, or Protein. Those are the only prizes in this area. Never, ever, ever changes. Unintentional name drop is unintentional. I might go into this area in more detail at a later point, but I'm just here to tell you right now that this is easily the worst incarnation of the Battle Tower in the series, which I suppose is understandable given it's the first, but yeah. If we're in the area later on in our adventure, I might go over it in more detail since this is more of a late game thing. I just thought I'd point out the prizes in case anyone wants to try and take it on right now. Anyway, now that we've gotten all that taken care of, right over here is where we want to go. This is the Lighthouse. Olivine Lighthouse, also known as the Glitter Lighthouse. Very cool, although I believe in the anime they actually called it the Shining Lighthouse for some reason. Not sure what's up with that. In the past, Pokemon used to light the sea around Olivine at night. The lighthouse was made in honor of those Pokemon. Very, very cool. I have to say, I really, really like the music in this area. People train at this lighthouse. It's not easy to climb because of all the trainers. Yep, no wild Pokemon, but there are quite a few trainers. But yeah, I really like this music, and it's only used in one other place in the entire game, which is a very interesting place to say the least. I'll probably make mention of it once we get there in the far, far future. But for right now, we do have, as you might expect, a few fights in this area, and considering this is a port town, most of the Pokemon in this area are either water or flying type, because flying type Pokemon are usually very, very good when you're out seafaring in order to scout ahead and things like that, so those are the kinds of Pokemon you probably expect to see in a port town. And seeing Noctowl here is funny because probably the one episode in the Johto region of the anime that I really, really remember the most is one of the episodes right around Olivine City, where the main characters had to fly a blimp through a thunderstorm, and one of the characters had to use their Noctowl in order to navigate the storm, which I thought was really, really neat. I don't know why that episode in particular stuck out to me, but I seem to recall watching that episode a lot as a kid. I probably had it recorded on a VHS tape. And as we all know, us 90s kids probably know that VHS tapes don't hold too terribly much, so if you recorded a few episodes on one of those were the only ones you were watching for the foreseeable future. And good, we woke up. Very nice. Down goes that Noctowl, and we have won our first battle, although not without a little bit of a struggle here. which is unfortunate. Ah, I can see that you're serious. Alright, very cool. Now I'd like to go heal that back up, but I should mention right here you see this little hole in the ground. Drop through it and it will deposit you right on the floor below. Each floor in the lighthouse, save for the bottom one obviously, has a pit that can do this, so you can fast travel back to the entrance very, very quickly. Alright, here we are back on the second floor to continue onwards with our ascension. Now, it was mentioned by our rival last time that the gym leader might be at the top here, so that's your motivation for getting to the top in case sick Pokemon don't really tickle your fancy. Men of the sea are always spoiling for a good fight. This guy right here is Sailor Huey, at least I think I'm pronouncing that right. This is one of the trainers I actually got the phone number for in my very first playthrough of Pokemon Crystal, so I managed to see this guy's name come up a lot. Now, there's something interesting about this guy if you do get his phone number. If he calls you and asks for a rematch and you entertain his request, he will actually hand out protein upon defeating him, but only after rematches, so keep that in mind in case you are in need of that particular item. It also sells very, very well, so you might want to look into getting this guy's number just for a little bit of extra cash, just in case you don't want to mess around with the Pikachu trainer from last episode. Alright, so we got a Poliwhirl right here. Now this guy is also pretty interesting because in case you are interested in seeing all of the Pokemon in the Pokedex, but not necessarily catching them, after a few rematches, I'm pretty sure this guy actually has a Politoed on his team, which is really, really interesting. Also, I should notice that, I should note that in the Battle Tower, you're obviously going to be doing battles against Pokemon that you might not see elsewhere. For example, I'm pretty sure I've seen Scizor and Porygon 2 in the Battle Tower of this game before. Pokemon that you see in the Battle Tower do not get added as scene entries to your Pokedex. So, be sure to keep that in mind in case you are thinking about using the Battle Tower for that purpose. You're probably not going to want to do it for that, just because the Pokedex, I don't know, maybe they make you leave it at the front desk or something. I'm really not sure why. Anyway, yes, we are this far into the game, and they're still having us fight Pidgey. I don't know what's up with this. I mean, I know Pidgey doesn't technically evolve until level 18, although that does not explain Faulkner's Pidgeotto in any way, shape, or form. But still, I think we can handle it. Alright, I think I'm going to switch over to Elekid right here, although I feel like we really need an opportunity for some of the lower level team members to get in on a bit more of the action. I don't know, I think these Pidgey are low enough leveled that we could probably manage it, but it depends on if I want to sit through the whole song and dance with switching my Pokemon every time. Alright, so we're gonna Thunder Punch you, and yeah, I did not expect it to survive that. Not even close. Alright, what's up next? Yet another Pidgey. You know what? I think I'm going to switch over to Eevee, just to get a little bit of battling experience. Eevee, I'd really, really, really like it to evolve before level 36, and we're going to need to get its happiness up for that to happen, because as you have probably guessed by this point, I'm not going for any of the 3 Generation 1 Eevee evolutions, because I figured, since we're playing Generation 2, we should probably show off one of the cool new Generation 2 evolutions and stuff like that, so that is what we are going to be doing. Now please, take out this Pidgey so I don't have to eat my words. Thank you. Very good. Lots of experience for that, although not as much as I would have probably hoped, and we have another Pidgey coming out. Sheesh. I mean, it could be worse. It could be 5 Magikarps. But it's not, so I think we're okay. And man, I know I say it every video, but that shiny animation, not gonna get old. Not anytime soon, at least. There is one Pokemon in this game that people like to try and use on their teams that can be shiny. Elekid usually isn't one of them, so I hope this has made this Let's Play stand out as a little more unique, having a shiny Elekid on the team. Alright, one more Pidgey to take down, and then we should be good. Now, I don't remember exactly, but I believe, according to the notes I was looking at before starting this video, there's, I think, 9 trainers in this tower, and we've already taken down 3 of them, which is really, really quite nice. Now, one thing I should mention about this lighthouse is that in the remake, it looks very different from how it looks here. In fact, in the remake, there's actually, on the, I think it's the 3rd floor actually in the remake, there is like some sort of outer viewing platform. And I don't know about you guys, but back when Heart Gold and Soul Silver first came out and I saw that 3D landscape or whatever, I thought it was really, really awesome and, I don't know, innovative in a way. I mean, looking back on it now, it doesn't look like anything all that special, but back then, when that was like the first use of like varied camera angles in Pokemon, I thought it was really, really cool, and I feel like a lot of people would agree with me with that. Anyway, we got another Growlithe coming out, so I think we're going to switch over to Cubone right here. Now, just like last time, I am going to be glancing out to the window every so often when we're recording this. Well, maybe not last time, but one of the recent videos, because we've had a lot of storms today recently, and I'm looking out the window right now and the sky's like this weird bronze-ish color. I don't know if that's normal. I don't know if I should be concerned about that, but hopefully this episode's recording will go over without a hitch. Because I haven't lost a recording for this series yet, and I do not plan to, although, funny story, back in the episode where we fought Whitney, I actually got probably about 4 minutes into the gym, but like then I realized I hadn't been recording, so I had to start over. Because like I cut after we hatched the Elekid, and then I had to come back and do the gym, and I just forgot to hit the record button, which is really, really embarrassing, gotta say. Anyway, if we loop over here, really, really out of the way trainer. Jasmine must be worried sick about the Pokemon here. She won't even smile these days. Well, that's no good. We need to get Jasmine a smilin' again. Alright, this is Sailor Kent. Now, as far as I know, I don't think any of the other trainers in this tower have anything really, really cool to dish out. In terms of, like, say, Huey with his phone number and handing out proteins. None of the other trainers in this tower are really all that cool. I'm just fighting them because I like to be a bit of a completionist. Now, you might have noticed last time Jasmine's gym is pretty tiny. And not to spoil anything specific, but you're probably not going to be seeing very many gym trainers in there once Jasmine returns. So, I really like to think of this tower as the Olivine Gym, in essence, because there are all these trainers here. Now, as a result of that, because of the way gyms work and things like that, you could technically collect the gym badge from Olivine City, and then afterwards come here and fight any trainers you missed, because I know this technically isn't the gym, but I like to think of it as pretty much being the gym, because of like how it's a challenge before the gym leader. Anyway, right here we have a TM34, which contains Swagger, which increases the target's attack power but also makes them confused, and then right next to it there's a hidden Hyper Potion. Very, very cool. And then if we head on up here, I believe, yes, there is another trainer hiding right here. We're pretty high up here. My bird Pokemon are in prime form. Very, very nice. Okay. This is Bird Keeper. Is it Dennis or Denise with one N? Because, like, I know Denise is, like, a girl's name, I guess? I don't know. Maybe I'm just not cultured in terms of the other first names in this world that start with D, because David's probably the one I'm most familiar with for obvious reasons. Alright. Can we get level 23? Not quite. Oh, that is real close. But I really don't trust my Heracross to be able to take down a Fearow without taking some serious hits. So we are going to be switching out. Man, the sky's like straight up brown now. Any meteorologists in the comments will have to let me know if that's a sign that I should be heading for the hills. I don't know what's up with it, but we've had some wild, wild weather today. Alright, Thunder Punch that Fearow into next week. Get almost to level 24, oh so close. And up next is another Spearow. I think I'm going to keep Elekid in just to get it right over the edge onto level 24. But then next fight that Heracross is in, it's probably going to get a level up off of that as well. Lots of progress we're making. Very, very pleased about that. Alright, Elekid gets level 24. Just as planned. Oops, they crashed. And burned, or charred, I guess, because I hit him with a Thunder Punch. Ugh, gruesome stuff. Anyway, right over here, we have a rare candy. Very, very cool. And then we can drop down here, and this will deposit us back down on the floor below. And we can head over this way to battle this trainer. Jasmine is this city's gym leader. I mean to bring her back with me. Nobody had better get in my way. This is another one of those trainers that has just some really amusing dialogue, in my opinion. Anyway, last Connie wants to battle, and she sends out a Meryl. Alrighty. Now, it's weird. Meryl's the kind of Pokemon that is just really iconic when it comes to Generation 2, just because Meryl was revealed so early in the release cycle for this game. But as far as I know, looking at my list that I'm keeping with me, we still do not have the opportunity to obtain this thing. Really not sure why that is. Of course, I might have just made a clerical error and we've had the ability to get it for a while, but as far as I can tell, we don't. Really, really weird. Oh, okay. I was afraid it was going to be Joey for a second. Hi, David. How are you? I found a useful item shopping, so I bought it with your money. Sorry. It's in your PC. You'll like it. You know what? I already have a little bit of an excuse to go back and heal, so we're going to go ahead and check out what exactly that was. Alright, let's see what we can find here. It looks like what our mother bought us was a third Moonstone, which means we have accumulated 15,000 Pokemon dollars stored with our mother, and she has spent 3,000 of it to obtain that Moonstone. Lord knows where she bought it, because we do not have the ability to do that. But yeah, we now have 3 Moonstones to our name, which means you can get 3 of the 4 Pokemon that I mentioned evolved using them. Alright, Sky update. It's now like a copper color, which is really weird because my window faces east and the sun sets in the west, so it's obviously not the sunset. Anyway, drop right down here, and you'll notice depending on where you drop down that hole, it actually corresponds to where you will be spawned in on the floor below, so you can technically avoid this trainer right here. Right here we've got an Ether, which is really nice, but I'd like to fight this trainer anyway. And if you do drop down the other side of the hole, on the right, it will just plunk you right in front of him, and you automatically have to fight him without any chance to prepare. Although honestly, that's not that big of a deal, because look at it, he's only got 1 Pokemon. I really don't think you're going to have too terribly much trouble here, regardless of whether or not you can plan before this fight or not, unless you're, to be honest, not very good at the game. But anyway, I'm going to take a Water Gun to the face, and then he's going to take a Horn Attack to the face, and I think we are going to be completely done here. Very cool. Get quite a bit of experience for that, and we've defeated Sailor Terrell. You are both kind and strong. I guess I am kind in a way. I mean, I told people that if they couldn't beat you, they were bad at the game, so I don't know, this seems kind of rude to me. Anyway, we're back up here on the 5th floor, and we have another trainer right there, which you can technically walk past, as I just did. And we have a Super Repel, which is going to be useful, but I want to fight him anyway. I wanted to battle Jasmine, but she's not up to it now. So how about you? Well, I've got 4 gym badges, and I don't know how many badges Jasmine has, but since we were never given a canonical answer, we can technically say she has none, and I am therefore better. So yeah, I am a quality opponent, good sir. Alright, gonna keep Heracross out right here, and I'm noticing Eevee isn't getting a whole lot of battle experience as of late, but honestly the main reason for that is that it only knows Tackle. So like, that's always an issue I run into when training Eevee. because like usually I equip the experience share to it until it gets a little bit better, but the thing is we're still quite a ways away from getting that item here. So I always sort of get stuck when raising an Eevee, and I feel like in this game in particular, it's pretty bad. I mean, I haven't used Eevee like in actual playthroughs all that often, but whenever I need to evolve it for any reason, I've always noticed that it's just not very good for a while. I guess it's kind of like Zubat in that regard, because I feel like Zubat was pretty much useless until it got Bite, but now that it has Bite and it evolved, it's a lot better. So hopefully more opportunities will present themselves to train up our Eevee without eating up too much on-screen time, and then once we get the experience share, that's probably where it's going to be going for a while. Alright, get 720 Pokemon dollars right there, and now we are at the very top, and it plays the regular city music for some reason. Really not sure why. Anyway, right over here, because I apparently don't know how to tell east from west, we have a Super Potion. Very, very good. Not as good as the Hyper Potion from earlier, but still pretty decent. Anyway, this right here is Amphi, who doesn't sound too good. Its breathing is terribly labored. Now, I don't know if it's been mentioned up until now, but this Amphi is actually an Ampharos, which is the final evolved form of Mareep. It's an electric type, so it probably serves this lighthouse well when Amphi itself is well. This Pokemon always kept the sea lit at night, but it suddenly got sick. It's gasping for air. I understand that there is a wonderful pharmacy in Cianwood, but that's across the sea, and I can't leave Amphi unattended. May I ask you to get some medicine for me, please? I think we should definitely do that. Now, in case you were wondering why I didn't use Surf out on Route 40 when we were over there, that's because technically before you do the lighthouse, you can surf right across the ocean. But you really want to have a purpose before you go do that, because yeah, as you might imagine, we've got an actual major errand to run over there now, so I think we're going to depart this lighthouse. And with that, I think we are going to be ending things off here. So, this past episode of Pokemon Crystal, we ascended the Glitter Lighthouse, and we discovered at the top that there is a Pokemon that is really, really in need of some medicine from a pharmacy in Cianwood City across the sea. So next time on Pokemon Crystal, we are going to be heading over that way to see if we can procure the necessary medicine in order to help Amphi feel 100% again. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.